Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm not sure whether can you hear me well enough because it's actually drizzling outside, so hopefully it's all good. But in today's video, I thought we would do like a little Q&A session because I actually really enjoy watching Q&A videos. They are some of my favorites to watch on YouTube, and we're actually gonna talk all about friendships and romantic relationships. So let's just jump right into the first question. I think we're gonna start with something easy and light. Okay, advice for making real friends who don't just come and go, especially in university level. I think for me personally, the first year of university is when I make new friends. I'm always told that in uni, it's when you're gonna meet a lot of new friends for life, all those type of stuff. So I've already had these expectations, and I basically just agreed to go on outings that I don't particularly like or enjoy going, and even not being 100% myself just to fit in. So I guess my advice when it comes to making real friends is, yes, you will still need to talk to everyone. I mean, because you will never know who will end up being your real friend. You just have to put yourself out there. And I actually made like only 1 or 2 real friends that I can actually see myself hanging out with. Just be 100% myself. If I say no, I don't like to do this, it means no. I don't have to fake me liking doing that stuff. Like, they just get you. How to make a guy interested in you? I think at the end of the day, you just have to be 100% yourself. When you're fully being yourself, that's when you attract all those positive energy, and you even let out all those positive energy around you. I think that's when you really attract people's attention in a way. That's my personal thoughts. How to approach people that you like, or maybe the one that you want to be friends with. Talk to them, go up to them and talk to them. And I know it may be scary. Instead of saying things like, hey, you look cute, or hey, you look good, you can say something like, hey, you look fun, what's your name? My name is blah blah blah. I think that's a really nice little start of a conversation when you want to initiate a conversation with someone without being too creepy. It's neutral and fun. Have you ever had a crush on any of your close friends secretly? Yes, I did, but it's not like close friends lah. Maybe it's like mutual friends or just a friend. Just like a 2 to 3 weeks kind of thing lah. Have you had an intimate relationship? Yes, I have had an intimate relationship. So I also have questions asking, how did you meet your boyfriend and how long have you guys been dating? It's actually quite a long story, a lot of details to go through, but I'm just gonna keep it short because I want to keep the whole story to ourselves. But we basically met through friends the year after I got out from high school, so when I was 18. But we physically came across each other when I was still in Form 4 actually, and that's a whole other story. So yeah, we've been together since 2017. Are you the one to initiate to chat or to start a conversation with your boyfriend? Actually, yes, I was the one. So we were basically at this party. His phone fell into the pool. Yeah, I just asked him how is the phone like a few days after, just to get the conversation starting. And then I think a few weeks later, I did ask him out for a movie. I was like, hey, you know, there's this new movie coming out, do you want to go watch together? But of course, in between that 2 conversations, we did like had instances where we met in person but we didn't talk. So it was true friend, as I said. But he rejected me. He indirectly rejected me. He said, oh, you know, we should ask the other person to come tag along and stuff. And I was like, forget about it. We ended up not watching any movie after that conversation. And I also received question asking, is it okay for a female to make the first move? And I think it's totally okay. It's fine no matter who makes the first move, because for me, I always think logically. If I don't make the first move, I may not end up with the person that I was supposed to be with, kind of thing. So I always want to take my shot and just make the first move. Worst case scenario, he's just gonna say no, and okay, then move on. Do you have an age gap with your boyfriend? Yes, we actually do have quite an age gap. How do you cope with uni while dating? I wouldn't say how I cope with uni while dating. It's more of how I cope with dating while being in uni. No. Does that make sense? I don't know. So as I mentioned, because my boyfriend and I, we are at different stages of life when I first entered uni. I literally just got out from high school, still trying to figure out myself, trying to figure out life. I think that transition period of entering uni was one of the most darkest time of my life actually, to be honest. He was already, you know, with his career and stuff, so it was kind of difficult because I can't meet him like any of my college mates, because sometimes I'm in class, I just want to text my boyfriend and kacau him, but he's in work, in meeting. Yep. how do I cope? Find my own shit to do. So just keep myself busy, do my own stuff, which I think is also really important to know that even though you're in a relationship, you still need to have your own personal thing. Do you actually feel like your current relationship will last forever? Yes, I do actually. I also have a question asking, how do you maintain your relationship with your boyfriend and how do you resolve the conflicts? I guess both of us really know the importance of having our own personal time outside of this relationship. As an individual, both of us are pretty strong on our own, I would say. So when we come into this relationship, I think it kind of works. I've definitely learned that communication is so important. For me, I personally bottle up my feelings. Whenever there's an issue, I wouldn't just voice it out. So there were instances and often times where I would suddenly just blast, you know, with all these problems that he don't even know was there at the first place because I never told him about it. So I've really learned to communicate, and when an issue arises, just say it out. But that definitely took me time to learn to voice out. Vinod actually told me this. Imagine there's like this bottle, okay? Every time there's an issue with your relationship, one coin will drop in. So when more coins are building up inside, one day it will overflow. So you will just blast and then the issue will become so big. So every time a coin is in the bottle, make sure to take it out quick. Next question, is it realistic to chat with our significant other like every day and to call at night? I think it really depends on every different couples, because some couples they prefer to just call once at night every day and not chat throughout the day. Some they don't like to call, they just like to chat. So it really depends. It's totally realistic to chat with your significant other every day. Next question is something similar, but it basically says, how do you manage your time between your work and your boyfriend? So for us, right, we are kind of in the same industry, like basically freelancing. So on certain days or weeks, I will be so free, but then suddenly that one week I'm like so busy. It goes the same to him as well, but he's more busier than I am. Even before COVID, before MCO, we always set a day to meet during the weekend mostly, and I think that's how we manage. How do you know if he's the one? Whew, okay. So, I think when we're in a relationship or when we just got into a relationship, we always have this thought, oh my god, is he the one? I don't feel like he's the one. I think all these thoughts just always come into our mind because we've always had these expectations that if we don't have this gut feeling that he is the one, then it may not work. Because for me personally, even in my current relationship, when we first got together for that first few months, I wasn't sure actually. I was like, I don't think he is the one. So this feeling was still there for even up to a year or more, slightly more than that. I was like, oh my god, I don't think he's the one. But if you ask me right now, I really think that he is the one. And this goes to show that not all relationships will start out with you thinking that they are the one, because love grows and you would need time as well to see who they really are. And yeah, I actually did Google this because I was panicking, but it's totally normal. Many individuals actually go through this feeling as well. They ended up being married for so many years. At what age? Earliest age? Do you see yourself settling down? Settling down for me, it's like ready to have kids and, you know, building a family. Marriage is not considered as settling down. My ideal age to get married is like around 26, 27. I think that's my ideal age since I was young. How have you been able to maintain your LDR relationship during COVID? I'm not an LDR type of person. I've never liked the idea of it. When MCO was first announced last year in March, I was freaking out. It was so tough. And in terms of how we cope, I think we just text each other every day, a little bit more than usual, and also we just schedule video calls, every week or maybe twice a week. And I think many couples also cope by arranging movie nights. They watch movies together simultaneously on the laptop. So there are so many other ways to cope. For me, it's just keep myself busy, and I think the fact that I can't have control over when I'm gonna see him next really makes me just more chill. Like, I just give up. You know, it's not like LDR, but you can still plan when you're gonna meet that person, when you're gonna book that flight to go over to the other country to see that person. With this situation though, it's a bit tricky. It's like you're never seeing the end of the tunnel. So I just give up, and I think that really helps too. I just know I can't do anything about it, so just chill. Of course, there will be days where I'm just like, why is this never ending kind of thing? Ooh, next question. What are you and your boyfriend's love languages? I actually love to talk about love languages, and I think it's so important for you and your partner to know what love languages that you guys have. So there are 5 types of love languages if you don't know. We have words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, acts of service, gifting, like giving gifts. It's basically which of these is the way that you like to receive love. My love language, definitely quality time and also physical touch. Do you think physical touch is a big part of romance? Yes and no. It truly depends on individuals and every couple. For me, right, I've always thought that I'm not a physical touch type of person. I don't like people touching me. I just don't really enjoy that. But over the years, I've came to a realization that I actually do like physical touch, and that is only towards a guy that I've already feel emotionally connected with, that I feel comfortable around. Because right now, as I've mentioned, physical touch is actually one of my love languages. So I think love languages can also change as the time goes on. Going back to physical touch, it truly depends. How to get a boyfriend now? Oof. I think now is pretty tricky, you know, especially with MCO. If I am looking for a relationship right now during MCO, what I would do is go on dating apps. I think dating apps should be fine. That is what I would do lah. I think that's the only way. Until further notice, until everything is back to normal. How would you describe being in love? Is there something in particular that you feel? So beyond the honeymoon phase, when you have to sustain and maintain the relationship, even though it's not as sparkly as before, the feeling is, it's just warm, comforting. It's like you just never want to leave this person. You just want to be around this person 24/7. Not 24/7, but that's the feeling. You know, you don't actually want to be with them 24/7, but that's the feeling. You just want to be with them like every day. How do you get over a friendship breakup? I am still dwelling on it after 2 years. I think the fact that you're still dwelling on it is because you still need closure. I'm not sure whether have you guys had closure before, but if you don't, maybe you can reach out to that person and seek for closure. But if that person is not really into it, kind of like not up for it, it's just don't want to rekindle things again, then I think you should just leave it. No point. Your age when you had your first boyfriend, your first relationship, and your worst relationship. I'm gonna mash everything into this one question because they're all related. So I was 13 when I had my first boyfriend, and it lasted for like 5 years throughout my whole high school experience. Honestly, now that I'm thinking back, my high school years would have been 100 times better without it. That relationship was just so controlling, and as a Sagittarius who is like a free person and don't like to be controlled, you can imagine how annoying was that. How do you maintain the spark in your relationship? Oh, this is a really nice question actually. When we first started dating, I would always put effort to dress up, put on makeup, do my hair, even curl my freaking hair, straighten my hair. But over the time, who cares anymore? And then I noticed that, oh, maybe I should put more effort. Because I've actually listened to a relationship podcast before, and yes, I do listen to lots of relationship podcasts, and they're super duper helpful. They always give really good advices that in terms of like even maintaining the spark, effective communication, how do you communicate effectively without hurting each other's feeling. Highly recommend you guys to listen to that. Yeah, they basically say that when you have a crush on someone, you put in all your effort to try to get to that treasure, but once you get hold of that treasure, you don't take care of it. You don't put in effort anymore. Something along the lines of that. And that really made me think. I was like, that is true though. I should still put in effort. And that is one of the way how I keep the spark. Still put in effort, put on makeup, okay, dress up, and also to do more fun activities together, creating new memories. I think that is also really important as well. What do you look for in a partner? Honestly, back then, I don't really look for anything much. I think one thing that I always look for is like a family guy, always family first type of guy. I don't really look for anything much until I met my current boyfriend. If ever in the future I need to look for a new guy, okay, that's what I'm trying to say. I do look for certain things now in guys. Even sense of humor, high EQ is also really important. Just a calm energy, because I'm just like a fire volcano, but he's just so calm. So yeah, I think someone to match back my energy lah. Why is everyone asking whether am I getting married? How long do you think the talking stage should be? I think 2 to 3 months should be okay. Anything beyond that is a little bit too long, and I would ask for a DTR, you know, define the relationship. 1 month may not be enough for some people, and yeah, I think 2 to 3 months is good enough. Do you think it's okay to give a second chance to someone who ghosted you? It also depends on how were you guys, you know, before he ghosted you. I mean, I will ask first lah, like why did he ghosted me? You know, see what is his reasons, and if it's unacceptable, then I'm like, oh, just go away, you know. But if reason is acceptable comfort or the vibe is still okay, maybe he just had to deal with his issues at that time and couldn't think of relationship or love at that particular time, then okay, I will accept and give a second chance, and just to get to know that person again, because you know, you're still at the stage of getting to know each other. There's nothing permanent, so yeah, we'll give you a second chance. How did you and we not maintain the friendship? Will you sometimes feel left out? So no, I don't feel left out at all actually. It's actually totally normal for people to have different types of friend groups that has nothing to do with you. I think how we manage our friendship is just because we are pretty chill type of people. It's not complicated. We can go months without talking and just continue from where we left off, and it's nothing weird, you know. I'm gonna go a bit off tangent here, but social media these days, I see so many friendships of friends, people sending gifts to the friends, food and stuff, and I have to be honest, I do feel quite pressured to do the same as well. It's like, oh my god, should I be doing this too to my friends? Is this what friendship should look like now? I think all these little expectations also makes me afraid to create new friendship. I'm scared they expect too much from me. I might seem like a very fun person, but in reality, I'm just super chill. Yeah, I'm definitely going off tangents about friendships over here. So yeah, I think that is all for this Q&A video. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of all over the place, but I hope I answered quite a lot of your questions. And yeah, that is all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!